But speaking about athletes, our next player, no R, player of the week on the Coach Rowe Show is none other than Mr. Greg Bell from Bonita Vista. Hey. And we have the head coach of Bonita Vista, Mr. Chris Thompson.
All right, Coach.
Whoa.
Jesus.
The boot. Where's the story behind the boot, my man?
Apparently there's a boot. And I'd like to say there was a dust spot, in the trophy case, but that thing ain't been around for a long time.
They went and bought another boot?
Yeah. I guess I had to dig that out of the closet.
Man. So, Greg, man, you had a big game, my man. I have two different, my stat man. What do you got?
I got 14 carries for 216 yards and 2 TDs.
Whoa.
What do you guys?
You got busy.
Mine are better than his. So.
Yeah, I was lower than that, so we're not going to trust that, though. Media outlet.
Even if mine is wrong, just go with it. Anyway.
Yeah, let's go with that.
That's what we got. We had two extra carries that got taken off for about 80 yards. So.
What? Oh, man. So you had 3 hung, baby.
Yeah,
3 bills.
Close to 3 bills.
Wow. Greg. So, Greg, you were at Eastlake, and you come here. You had the boot, and then you gave him the boot. You took the boot right back. You had the boot all along, right?
You ain't getting that boot.
Greg, tell me about your game, man. Tell me about this 216-yard game, man. You were just trying to get after it, huh?
I just went out there, ran hard behind my lineman, did what I did all night.
Okay. And that line, you go ahead and give them a shout out. There's some guys, some hogs in front of you blocking for you, making some holes, right?
Yeah, they were opening holes all night for me, and I just ran hard.
Okay. So have you always been a running back, or somebody just looked at you and said, hey, come over here with the running back?
I've been a running back since Pop Warner, but when I went to Eastlake, they tried to make me play receiver, and I didn't like that. So.
You like to run the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you can't tell, but I was a running back when the first day of practice.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
I'm talking Madden.
They called me battering ram.
We're all running back in Madden.
Yeah.
A little skills challenge.
Mr. Thompson, man. I mean, long time in Mira Mesa, running things over there. You were assistant head coach and OC, right?
I was, yes.
And I mean, to me, it was like, when are they going to give this guy a shot? A head coach. All those years, the jobs that you did out there. I mean, it must have been very satisfying that you got this job.
Well, it's funny, Ro. I'm not an ego guy, and I could have been the behind-the-scenes guy for forever.
Mm-hmm.
I really got to Bonita by accident.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up at Vista in 2010 with Coach Williams, and learned some valuable lessons there at CIF year, and actually was gone to the state of Arizona for a year, and came back, was with Poway for a year, and lost to Oceanside in the finals. Again, learned some more valuable stuff, and came down to Bonita. I was just going to be the OC. Obviously take care of my son, and doing my business that we do and all that. But ended up having to be the head coach for what transpired there, and so again, I'm one of those big believers on you're where you're supposed to be for a reason, and so things are looking good in Barren Land.
Yeah, 5-2, right, Coach?
4-2.
4-2. Okay, so I know the kids when they get a new head coach, they can tell if he can coach. They can tell. So when you sat down, you got the head coaching job. What was your goals to the architect? As the architect to say, hey man, get these guys to believe.
Well, again, I just went back to what we always have done. First of all, it's about the whole person. We're trying to, our models, one family, one purpose, trying to make them good young men. And I'm going to coach. I've been fortunate. I think it's 11 guys I've coached in the NFL now.
Wow.
But, I'm going to coach more of these guys to teach their sons, and they're going to go to the NFL. Right. And so, we want them to be good, brothers and husbands and fathers. And that's really, about gratitude. And it's been a bit of a struggle. Winning and losing's a habit, and that's what we've been working on. And really we're kind of in a catch-22. And we've talked about this with the kids. Is they know they're good, and they almost want something so bad that we'll keep shooting ourselves in the foot because they're trying so hard.
Right.
And so a lot of what's been happening right now is just being patient.
Okay. Greg, tell me about the atmosphere. You guys 4-2. You guys are feeling yourself. Tell me about the atmosphere over there, Bonita.
It feels good to have a winning season and a winning culture now. So it's just a good season for us right now.
Okay. And so who's up next?
Castle Park.
Castle Park.
Castle Park.
Okay.
Is that a home game?
No, it's at Castle Park.
Okay.
Coach Thompson, can you rattle off some of those 11 guys that play for you there?
Nate Chandler, Damian Williams, they're playing right now in the league.
Right.
Teo Johnson, Mon Gordon.
Yeah.
Again, just J.R. Tolver.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, we had to go back and recount because we're blessed. We're blessed with some real fortunate talent and kids, and again, this guy right here is he's one of the 5 best kids in San Diego County.
Nice.
And he can play in the Pac-12 at 4 positions. He's an outstanding running back, but he could be an unbelievable corner or safety.
Right.
And when he does go out and play receiver, he's got a little bit more, that trait, the Marshall Faulk trait, where he becomes a matchup problem. Mm-hmm. And so again,
he's got the size too.
He is a big physical running back.
Right.
We're blessed this year in San Diego. We've got some great running backs in the county. Some really, really dynamic, smaller backs that hopefully will get a shot.
Right.
But the bottom line is a 6-foot kid that
190.
He will be the real deal. He's just got to keep things into perspective and follow through on his work.
Yeah. And Coach Thompson, you're another guy that you actively are out there beating the bushes, talking to these college coaches for your players to get them to the next level. Your philosophy on that?
Well, Ro, we've been doing this for a long time. It's not in the job description, but I can't see, if I'm going to ask these guys to do a lot for me, and I just tell them, if you're going to work hard for me, I'm going to work hard for you. And there's a place, there's a place for every kid that wants to play college football somewhere. You got to be willing to leave. Every time I leave San Diego and come back, I'm glad I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Because it's a hard place to leave. Some of these facilities, they're high school facilities, like Mission Hills or, the Oceanside facilities or not obviously Bonita, we don't have facilities, but these colleges aren't as nice, in some of these small places, but it's still your opportunity to get an education and keep playing.
Right.
And, so I'm always looking, for our guys. And, we're fortunate. We're going to get a few kids out this year. We got four guys right now that got offers. And, hopefully that'll be 8 or 10 that get to somewhere.
Yeah.
Because, again, that's what we're trying to do is, for me, it's about getting them to college and further that part of their life. And if you can keep playing football, then that just makes it that much better.
Use your skills to pay the bills.
So
Greg, how's that feel? Your coach has your back, and you're out there, playing and playing hard and getting it done, and at the end of the day, somebody's got your back.
It feels good to have somebody that cares and that's going to push for me and make me the best player I can be.
That's awesome. And then academics is getting taken care of as well with this young man.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he knows, Coach. Listen, we put it all out there. Right? He's been benched for 2 starts for being late to class.
Wow.
I challenge how many for being late to class. Being late to class. That's a lesson he's got to learn. And,
right.
And I commend Greg because he's growing up. He's becoming a man and taking responsibility. But how many guys would do that? How many guys? Hey, you can tote the rock. Hey, whatever. We'll look the other way. And I'm like, that's not going to help you. I don't want to be the guy. We turn on ESPN and it'd be like, what was his high school coach doing? Well, I was trying to make my guys better guys, better people. So.
Yeah, because in college, when you go to college, my man, they don't call your mommy and daddy.
They call you coach. You're like, thanks, daddy.
Yeah. So you're out there and he's instilling some values in you right now, some discipline that's going to help you translate to college. So, Coach, when you were at Mira Mesa, Amon Gordon, Teo Johnson, how'd you feel when those guys landed in your lap out there, man? Those guys.
Well, it's the same thing. I need, Amon, got to go have him come down to talk to these guys. But, of course, lining up, he was, 280-pound single back, So we felt pretty good about lining up, handing him the ball. But, it was the same thing. I remember his first game or second game. I remember he was yelling at me from the sidelines, and that was the game we lost that year. It was an 8-1 in one season playing La Costa Canyon. He's yelling at me from the sidelines. He was upset about something. I don't know what he was yelling about. But I just told him, and we ended up losing the game on a great play by the Shaw kid. I just looked at him. I told, again, all of our kids are trying to wonder about. I said, if you ever turn to the sidelines and yell at me again, I said, you can just put your gear underneath that bench and we'll be done, right? You talk about grown man, right?
Yeah.
But that was kind of the thing. It's like, look, I'm in that case the Chihuahua here, but I'm gonna bite your ankles. We're gonna be. It's not about the we or the me. It's about the we,
right?
And so it's no different. I know what it takes to coach this kind of talent,
right?
All day. Not just when it's in practice, but all day.
Right.
And we have that to draw on, and that's a really unique experience for these guys. So
that year, you had Teo, but you also had another quarterback that went to Kansas, right?
John Nielsen. We were blessed. I remember that one. I made Teo the starter. I said, but now if you big dog me. Well, he big dogged me. we go on to Henry that year. Us and Henry were like, I think going to that game 8-0, 7-1.
Whoa!
And I said, all right, I told you big dog me. So, Johnny got the start, and Teo was mad all week long. Teo, how he could talk. Every day after practice for at least an hour. Teo, I told you, here's how it's going to be. So he goes out, and Johnny plays the first quarter. And then, of course, I put Teo back in there, and you talk about a guy going off. And, that was one of the great, Eastern League games back when Henry was rolling. And, of course, we were making that move to being, where we got Henry Mesa. But, again, it all came back to, discipline and accountability.
Yeah.
And, to me, if you don't discipline your best guys, you really don't have discipline.
So, where does this young man rank among all those great players that you had?
Right there.
Right there.
He's one of those guys, man. If he just does what he's supposed to do, being on time. It starts there, getting up in the morning. He's got that. He's got that it part. He's. The situation would have been a little bit different for him. Mm-hmm. He could be recognized as the best player in San Diego. He's right there with McKnight and Warner and those guys that are getting all that. He's as big time as I've had.
Wow.
So
you listen to that, bro? Wow. So what was like his vision, his strength?
You know what? I'm gonna go a little deeper than that. Of course, those guys all he's a legitimate 6 foot, 190, 195 pounds. He runs hard. He if you go back and look at the film, that first swing pass he takes to open the game, goes up the sidelines, and, knocks the defender out of bounds. And he runs hard. He's going to be physical, but his quick twitch, his ability to make his full speed cuts. But he's back there. If you go late in the game, and Eastlake had come back on us and they're kicking off, he is back there waiting for the kickoff, and he's throwing up.
Oh, wow.
And it ain't one time. It ain't two times. It's like it just keeps coming. And they kick the ball and it bounces, he picks it up, and his commitment, he wants to be good.
Yeah.
And that's that's a lot of it. How many guys, hey, coach, I'm sick, I'm just gonna check out today, not suit up, stand on the sidelines. And he's out there, carrying the ball for 200 yards.
Well, Iggy does that every time he leaves a sports bar. Throws up.
Not every time. I was all right last night.
He doesn't run for 200 yards after that, though.
Depends on who's chasing me. Depends on how big she is.
So, Greg, is football the only sport that you play, or?
Yeah, I used to run track, but I didn't really like it.
Had to get up too early.
Yeah, those Saturdays are early. Those meets, boy.
So when did you realize, or when did you start playing football and you realized like football was really like the sport that you wanted to play?
When I was 5 years old.
Whoa.
That's when you started?
Yeah.
You played Pop Warner here?
Yeah. I played in Imperial Beach.
Oh, okay.
Chiefs, Played for the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Man, it seems like everyone played for the Chiefs.
I know, every time you have somebody, right?
Mooney.
Yeah.
Nobody stays in Imperial Beach.
Hey, the only one stays there.
And you were running back in Pop Warner as well? Oh, so you just stayed the whole time at running back, huh? I see that you played some defense as well, right?
Right.
Now, how do you like defense? How you like the defense side?
It's fun, but I feel like offense is more natural. Defense is just, because I'm an athlete, I can just go out there and play. So it's easy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Keep telling them, man. If you want to get paid, go play corner.
All right.
You're gonna last a lot longer. You're gonna make more money.
Well, as you know, Thompson, like when the coaches call it, they always looking for an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman, and a corner.
Corner.
It's a
And
game.
a corner. And a corner.
Left tackle, and now guys in the NFL need 3 corners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
it's just part of the game.
Can always try long snapping.
Or
You want to stay in there for a long time.
Save some of those positions for us white guys.
Hey, the Patriots, they love white guys.
Yeah, they do.
When did you start coaching, Coach?
Oh, this is year 28.
Wow.
I know I don't look that old.
No
but,
way.
At all.
You actually
I thought you were
started.
28.
I started right. I went to play junior college football, and I played behind a guy. My best friend growing up was Ray Rowe, that went to San Diego State, played for the Redskins. So I didn't get to play a whole bunch behind that guy. So I started learning how to coach, stand on the sidelines with him, and we played the same position. That was how smart I was back then. But I started telling him, hey, look, this is how they're bracketing you. And I got the bug. And so Coach Griff, hired me. Guys, it was like 19. So kind of played a little bit of junior college football instead of that.
Yeah.
Got into coaching football, and then had a couple guys, mentors that took me under their wing. Richard Davis, you remember Chad Davis?
Oh, yeah.
Richard Davis, his older brother, had been coaching in the World League and college football. And matter of fact, I just turned down another job to go coach for him in the Arena League before the start of the season.
Wow.
So he's begging me to come work with him again. But he took me under the wing as a young coach. And, the rest is kind of history.
Right.
Bill Williams, I don't know if you guys remember
Bill Williams, yeah.
So some of the places I've had the opportunity to go and learn and work, clinic in, the Cowboys, during the Super Bowl years, 49ers, and, learn all that special team stuff, tackling, and, so that's where I get an opportunity to just be more than, I'll coach whatever. Left guard coach.
So, Coach, you talked about changing the culture at Bonita. What are some of the things that you've tried to change and implement?
Well, one is discipline and accountability. Greg will tell you, we're white tights today. We're all white tights. Not some of you, all of you.
Right.
And again, that's the little easy stuff. But when you can do the easy stuff like that, then the big stuff, it takes care of itself. Really caring, appreciation, the people that are helping you, their moms and dads that are, working those extra shifts so you can buy $200 cleats,
Right.
And just saying, hey, thanks. Before, again, they all want stuff. Hey, I want a car. Hey, great. Well, are you going to clean up your bedroom today without me asking? So a lot of it's just little, things like that. And then when you do make a mistake, that we correct it, but, in a kind of sometimes it's a firm, demanding way. But, again, it's always in a they're young men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you still want to give them opportunities to grow from it. But, like I said, winning and losing is a culture, and some things were going on there with a group of kids that really kind of soured the school. And so it wasn't acceptable to go into pep rallies and boo the other teams or, that's not school spirit.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the nice things about Bonita. They do a really good job there on campus with all that other stuff. And if you were there at the game, it was rocking.
Wow.
And so they do a really good job with that. And, it was time for the football team, really to be a part of that.
Right.
And that's it. So
Greg, do you find when you walk around school, everybody's, hey, there goes Greg, hey, Greg, the atmosphere around the school, the fans are coming to the games. I find it more, it's gone up.
Yeah, but I don't really like the attention like that because it's too much. So I just try to keep myself.
You don't like the paparazzi?
Yeah. I just keep myself low.
Okay. You want to leave the room right now?
Now that they know you, they know when you're late to class.
Yeah. There goes
They know
Gray.
when,
He ran for 200 and ain't getting 16 yards. I never got that, but I never ran for a yard in my life. So, Coach, back when you were at Mary Mason again, let's go back there. Damian Williams.
Oh.
I mean, I was at Saints then, and I think we had a 20. It was 21 something, and then second half we kick off, and he takes it to the house. I mean, he just beat us by himself.
Oh yeah, Damian just unbelievable. I mean, you just talked about a physical presence. I still in my mind, we his junior year, we play Helix. Again, great Helix teams. They go down and score. They kick off. And I'm just looking down the sidelines. He's coming to our near sidelines. And it's like a freight train just coming through that wedge. And I'm like, and you just feel the ground shake when he runs by him. And he is just, and I'm glad to see he's having success right now in the NFL. I mean, he could really be, he is big time talent.
Oh,
and so, there's, you can't say enough things about him, but his just physical. And that's what great kind of brings it to. He's not quite as big, but he runs with that same type of power and stiff arm you.
Oh, man.
I mean, just
he's gonna hit you. You're gonna hit
oh,
him.
absolutely. Yeah, that's the it's a freight train, man. Yeah. It's coming down the track.
So, Damian Williams. You've had what other running backs? I mean, Amon.
Well, Mike Pittman. Kind of started with Mike Pittman.
Yeah.
I mean, and you laugh. I mean, you coming out of those years when Mike was a junior, and that was kind of when I was first starting, and Chad Davis was our quarterback, and of course he sets the all-time career passing record,
right?
Which has absolutely been obliterated since. But, he throws for like 100 yards. Back then, 16 picks his whole career. So we're a spread team and throwing it all over. Mike was the number 3 receiver, so. Of course, he hated it. He wanted to be the running back. And if you remember old David Lynch, Shotgun David.
Yeah.
So Mike was in the slot and throwing the football, so he got all that skill. And I was the kind of young line coach then at that time, and I'm learning. And then the Davises all left. Chad went to Oklahoma. So his dad was our OC, and his brother went back to NFL Europe. And so I became the offense coordinator. And I put Mike Pittman back at running back. So Mike, but he's never sent me any of his paychecks. But when we got, that's where we started. We got into double tights, and I loved the zone scheme.
Yeah.
And we turned around and handed him the ball, and obviously the rest is history. There, he goes to Fresno.
Yeah.
Should have been a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
And you talk about a pro's pro and a guy that we always used to laugh. Mike was. His chest indented when he was a junior. Right? You talk about a guy that had a key to the weight room. He wasn't supposed to have a key, but he had a key. You would go in there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and Mike's coming out of there.
Wow.
You only had one scholarship offer to Fresno.
Wow.
But you talk about a guy that has built himself up, and I don't know if you've seen him lately, but now he's a professional bodybuilder, fitness guy now. He's unbelievable. I mean, he is just so happy for him, and of course, Wayne Pittman. I mean. Of course, I laugh about the Pittmans, but their sister's probably the best athlete. She was a great basketball player. But the Pittmans. I mean, so I just been fortunate. I mean, we've been around some. I mean, so many. You forget about some. Dwayne James, Damon Dickey. I mean, I've been blessed with some backs.
And a lot of like lineman, tight end guys.
Reggie Ross.
Oh my gosh, Reggie Ross.
So. I mean, we just been blessed, man. And so we're going to turn around and, I'm getting on him right now. I'm like 14 carries, 16 carries total last week. That's half of what he should be getting.
Right.
You got to get in shape now, right? I'm going to turn around and hand to you 30 times a game. Put it up there 15, 20, 25 times throwing the rock. That makes it hard to defend.
Right.
And we do a great job on defense. We're playing hard for Coach Lomax over there. So, it's just up to him to, like I told him, he got more carries in his first game this year against Vista than he got all of last year. So we're 4-2. So
that must be a lot of fun there, man. Yeah, it's about time for you, huh?
Looking at him row on the sidelines, like, what are you doing over here? I know. Coach, I'm tired. I don't know that word. You could be tired on the bus ride home, dude. We got about 5 more minutes to go. You better get in there. There's at least 50, 60 more yards to finish out.
Might have to make him run home.
Well, we've been talking about that. Like, how do we get Greg like to 25, 30 carries?
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, I'll just tell you that this game this week was, you know, you talk about just a individual performance. 14 carries, 2 bills.
Yeah.
2 bills,
Maybe shouldn't quit track.
And you throw it to him too, right, Coach?
Oh yeah, we're gonna, we get the back out of the, throw on some swings and some check downs, and of course, at the end of the game, they, we're right there. It's, it's 4th and tomorrow. It's our last play. I mean, we're chasing a point. We lose to Madison by a point. Crazy game, and so, we got to find. So I walk in the huddle. He's like, Coach, I get open down the middle, and we had just put in a new play out of our 4 vertical package, Fang. And said, well, you know what? We're gonna keep the tight end in here, get a little extra protection. He comes down, and that's what opened up the play. He didn't get it, but he's such a threat that as he came out of the backfield, the 2 linebackers tried to tackle him. He wouldn't let that happen. Now the free safety's got to hang. That was just enough for Ethan Williams getting the seam, and Posada, stuck it on him. And,
wow.
And so just a great, one of those great high school really moments. I mean, I'm sure Eastlake's upset, but they've had 10 years to enjoy that. So
make sure they polish that boot.
Hey, listen, guys, the sun comes up the next day.
Wow. So Coach, number 27 is it Fox? What's his name?
Toa?
Yeah.
34.
34. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Toa fancied himself a basketball player. And I tell him, look, there ain't a whole lot of Samoan basketball players. And then there ain't a whole lot of basketball players that are, 6'1". But he's a good all-around athlete, and again, it's a little bit different what I look for. He's a hybrid, but the way we like to play our defense, we like to be real active with our safeties and play quarters and all of that. And I said, listen, he had played some tight end and some running back and outside linebackers. So this is what we're going to do with you, and you're going to be the guy that we build the defense around. And unbelievable punt return guy. I mean, just fearless. I mean, he obviously turned that ball over the first punt return this week, and it hurt us a little bit. But I mean, that ball, guys will be just coming right down on him, and he'll pick that ball up and go. And you're hitting in all 3 phases. You're going to be tough to beat. And he brings a dimension. He'd love to be playing running back, and he does a little running back for us. But again, it's getting the kids to understand, like, look, you're a good football player, you're a good running back, and you're playing behind a great one. Right. And he's going to do that job, and if something happens, then you can go in. But now you could be great over here in this spot. So that's been the other thing that we've really gotten across to the kids is like, look, you want to be on the sidelines, you want to be on the field.
Yeah.
And here's where you can help us. And so Toa's been good about that, and really he's one of our leaders. Does a great job in the classroom and all those kind of things.
So, Coach, I got a question, okay? Because I was at your Helix game, okay? And that game was crazy, The fans, I've never seen a Bonita Vista game so packed like that, it's incredible. So, tell me, how did you get the kids to prepare for Eastlake coming off of the Helix loss?
Well, I think it starts in the design of the schedule, and Coach Rowe will tell you, I'm gonna go play all the big guys. So last year, I mean, we were scheduling Long Beach Poly at Mira Mesa, and we were playing Vista and Torrey Pines, and so I did the same thing. We got here to Bonita. To me, it's about the consistency every week. Is you set your bar up here, and then that's just what you do every week. So the preparation this week, it will be no different than it was last week for Eastlake, which was no different the week before for Helix, which is no different the week when we played Imperial. So it's kind of the Pete Carroll principle. It's kind of been fortunate enough to with my digital sports video days of being able to spend a lot of time with some of the top coaches in America and get the behind the scenes on what they were doing. And so again, it's about the way we come in every week, and you respect your opponent, no matter how good or not good they are. We're gonna play to where we are at and what we expect. And so there's the buzz. The buzz is created because they know we got some talented kids. In the Helix game itself, what I was concerned was we're not there up front, and that's Division I open level football. is if we could have got that game to the skill positions, we're every bit as good as the other teams in San Diego.
Right.
And we got a young offensive line that, I'm hard on right now. But it paid off this week because they got us some space and some time. And they'll be good here at some point. But, you're looking at behind the scenes as coaches do, we'd held, their running back to, he had 13 carries. I think he had 45 yards going into his last 2 carries.
Wow.
And we held him to like 98.
Yeah, he was definitely shutting him down.
And, but again, they're so explosive. Helix is so explosive. And what happened was they were bouncing off the walls. I put them into what we call quiet time at 4 o'clock when they got there, and they were not quiet. And I said, guys, listen, anybody can tell you, guys, you got 3 hours before we kick off. And so it was like a balloon with the air rushed out of it. And so here we are right now, we're down 2 scores. And, you can't do that to the good teams. You can't, the Helixes and the Mission Hills. But, that being said, we're going to play Saints next year. Mm-hmm. And we're going to keep the competition up there. I like to play big games, and it brings everybody out, and everybody wants to see good football and good teams, and that's what helps the stands. And it was electric. It was electric for the Helix game, and it was absolutely.
I was in the DJ booth.
Yeah, yeah. In that part too, right there. I love that part.
Yeah.
Again, it's the atmosphere. It's high school football.
Yeah.
And I've my connections in Texas, with those guys out there, the Texas High School Coaches Association, the UIL, and it doesn't get better than that. And it's I want a little bit of that here.
Yeah.
We were the first California school, public school, to take a team to Texas. Before all this other stuff happened, we took the Coughlin team down there and played Wiley High School, and best experience ever. And I wish I could bring that here because it's such a great time in their lives. Right. And I don't think there's anything more pure than high school football.
Yeah. And Coach, the first year you were there, you had a returning quarterback back, I believe, but you went after a few games. You went with your baby, your puppy.
I did. Anthony was again well coached on the youth level, and we're at the Mission Hills game that year, and he comes down. He's on the JV. And he drives down in 2 minutes and wins the game.
Wow.
And, nothing against our 2 older senior quarterbacks, but it was a discipline thing.
Right.
The quarterback that was in there, we said, listen, we come off the field, you come right over here, we'll talk about what happened. And he blew me off like 3 times in a row. And I said, listen, that's not going to happen because I'm the guy that's got the information trying to help you. Right. And apparently I wasn't a good enough coach, so I just made a change of quarterback.
Right.
So, you're going to do it my way, and here's how we're going to do it. And Anthony's an exceptional talent. We've struggled here a little bit, like I said, because of the line, getting him some time. But he's. I expect him to be one of those guys that's getting recruited this time next year. Nice. So, and he's the guy now that's got to start making the. Right. Again, tying that run game and that passing game together, and He's doing the little things. So we got in the game this week, and he's checking the play, getting us out of a bad play, getting us into the right play, and anytime you get this guy with a little bit of space now.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
How do you prepare for a game, Greg? You sitting over here all quiet and everything, man. we need to get you talking more. What is
4 o'clock on game day?
How do you? What is your pregame ritual? I know you got the Beast by Dre on probably. How do you prepare for a game?
I just drink a lot of coconut water and eat and just relax and prepare myself. I don't really get too hype or too low. I just stay shallow and get ready.
That's it. You don't get hype with your teammates. You don't nothing.
I don't
just chill. Huh?
Yeah, I just chill and
get ready for the game, huh?
Yeah.
Iggy misses his coconut water with Patron, so that's
got it right here. Game day now. So do you have any any rituals that you do before the game? You besides the coconut water?
No, not really.
No.
call your girlfriends?
Nah.
Look at you, about to get him in trouble over there. Golly.
Always one.
It's always one.
Always
It
you.
gotta be one. Golly.
What did I say?
You don't.
There's no S.
Right.
Scattered in
I have a
S.
speech impediment.
Yeah.
I didn't speak English when I first came to this country from Puerto Rico.
Everything ended with an S over there.
Yeah. So you're just mainly just chill and
Yeah.
you know what you gotta do.
Yeah, I just come into the game relaxed.
Who's a crazy guy on your team that can't relax? That when coach is probably yelling at when it's quiet time, that's not quiet.
Molly.
Man, you didn't think about it.
Right.
Molly.
Holy.
Logo, our D lineman.
Oh, okay.
Is he the one with the sleeve?
No, 89. He's our Samoan guy. Quietly having a all CF year.
Okay. Well, hey, Coach, thanks for coming. Greg, thanks for coming. Our player of the week, one of our players of the week. Thanks for Charlie Brown coming and Marcus Turner.
Yes, sir.
For Iggy, my man here, Armand.
Hey.
Chris Thompson, thanks so much, man.
Thank you guys.
All right. That was great.
Coach Rose Show on KBLKradio.com. See you next week.
All right.